Hello YouTube, how's everyone doing? It's me Noel, and for today's video I will be unboxing a refurbished Canon EOS R100. I got it from the official Canon USA website. I paid about $279 for a refurbished body plus tax. It resulted in me $304.11, which I'll show you on screen to show proof. And yes, I did got it from the official Canon USA website. And yes, I was really happy with my purchase because back in May 2nd, 2026, when I was checking the Canon USA website to see any refurbished cameras that were on sale, a refurbished Canon Rebel T7 with the kit lens was $269, but unfortunately that camera is sold out. But when I checked for a body only Canon R100, if it's on sale, luckily it was $279, which is almost $300 to purchase it, and thankfully I was able to get it, and this is definitely going to be my perfect birthday gift. Yes, I did turn 25 back in April 30, so if you want to wish me a happy belated birthday, I would strongly appreciate it. But yes, this is definitely going to be my perfect gift right here, so yeah. And yeah, if you were to buy a refurbished camera from the official Canon USA website, you would get this package like this. But if you were to buy a brand new mirrorless Canon R camera like the R100, you don't get this brown package, but you get a black box showing you the camera with the R logo. So yeah. And with that said, let's get into the unboxing. So here we go. Here's the box. Canon EOS PowerShot VIXIA. Don't know why it is like that, but it's supposed to be the name. So let's open up. Is there tape? Nope, there isn't. You get is a battery notice. I'm not gonna read that. Canon USA refurbished product limited warranty. All the other papers, which I'm not going to go through it. Counterfeits can be dangerous. Instructions. Here's the fun part. Let me get all these bubble wraps out of the box. What do we have? A Canon camera strap, which I am going to keep. A battery charger. And last but not least, the camera body itself. And here it is. Let's see if there's a battery inside. Want to make sure. Okay, there is. Let's see what battery it uses. Okay, so this is a different battery, not the same as the Rebel T7 or 70D, but yes, I will have to buy extra batteries for this camera because obviously it is a mirrorless camera. So if you're going to be shooting a lot of wedding photography, make sure you buy extra batteries. How do I put the battery in? Okay. And you got your memory card slot. To lock it, push it down, and there you go. I am so happy with my purchase. And holding a mirrorless camera for the first time, it feels so lightweight. And I'll grab my DSLR Canon camera really quick. Here's my 70D attached with the 18 to 55mm kit lens. This one is more bulky, whereas a Rebel T7, which is my very first camera with the 50mm lens, that one is bulky too. But with a mirrorless camera, it feels so good. And yeah, there is a rubber texture grip to it, which I really like. And the one thing I like about the Canon R100 is that there is a mic jack, which allows you to, like, let's say if you want to use a shotgun mic to record external audio for YouTube videos, yeah, you can definitely use a shotgun mic for this camera. Same thing with the 70D. You got your dial roller. And since this camera is a mirrorless, it uses the electronic viewfinder, while a DSLR optical viewfinder. The shutter speed roller feels different. You got your shutter button, you got your red button for recording a video. Very nice. You got your buttons. Has a 3-inch fixed screen, so there is no touchscreen, unfortunately. I'm not sure what this does, but yeah, I'm really happy with my purchase. And oh, I didn't realize that this camera has a flip-up built-in flash, which is really cool. No, the pop-up built-in flash button. But yeah, let's turn it on to see if there's any juice. Okay, there is. I'm gonna have to pause the video really quick because I want to set up the time and date. Be patient, so be right back. All right, we are finally back after setting up the time and date for this camera. Unfortunately, I won't be able to do a photo or video test with this because I do not have the RF lenses and of course the lens adapter if I wanted to use EF lenses on a mirrorless Canon camera, like this 50mm f1.8 STM lens right here. Of course, if I try it, then obviously it's not gonna work. So I will have to buy the lens adapter from Amazon so that once I get it, I'll use this camera for YouTube videos. And thankfully, I don't have to solely use my iPhone for videos as well. I was thinking about wanting to use the Canon 70D for video, but nope. I'm strictly gonna use this for photography. But anyway, the R100 features a 24 megapixel APS-C crop sensor, as you can see. This camera is mirrorless, doesn't have a mirror like a DSLR, as you can see. Has a mirror. This camera does not. That's why it's called mirrorless. It uses a electronic viewfinder while a DSLR uses a optical viewfinder. I'm gonna go ahead and put the cap back in just because I don't want to get dust all over the camera sensor. Right here, you got your mic 3.5mm headphone jack. Like, let's say if you want to use this camera for YouTube videos with the shotgun mic, you can definitely plug it in right here, even though the Rebel T7 does not have that, which you have to solely rely on using the camera's built-in mic, while the 70D, it does also have a mic headphone jack as well. See that right there? Both of them got headphone jack 3.5mm if you want to use the shotgun mic for YouTube videos. And this other port right here is a small headphone jack if you wanted to use that shutter remote control accessory without having to use the shutter button. On the right, you got your HDMI and USB port, as this camera uses a USB-C. I'm pretty sure you could use this camera to charge it. And you got your little mini HDMI, which I do not have that. Right here is your electronic viewfinder, and I believe this is supposed to be for the electronic viewfinder, and this thing does move. Again, this camera features a 3-inch fixed screen. There is no touchscreen, but if you do want the flip screen and the touchscreen, then you have to get the Canon EOS R50. You got your menu button for your settings. Pretty cool. There is a texture feel to it. Very nice. You got your dial mode. You got your video. Don't know what these are, which I won't use them. But the only setting that I would use for the dial roller is the manual, is that you can adjust like the aperture, ISO, and shutter speed. Whereas the AV, the aperture priority, if I said that correctly. Yeah, aperture priority. It allows you to use the shutter roller to change the aperture, and you can also change the ISO as well, but for the shutter speed, it's gonna automatically change for you. So I will be using these two. I'll use manual for everything, like let's say portraits, but if I'm doing weddings, I will have to use this. Again, you do get your red record button for your video, shutter speed roller, and the shutter button. Canon R100 logo. And if you want to change batteries, just slide to the left to switch it, and this is where you're gonna get your battery. Again, the battery is different, not like my other DSLR cameras. And this is where you're gonna put your SD card as well, which I wish it could have been on the right, but unfortunately it's on the bottom. To lock it, just switch to the right, and there you go. I'm gonna go ahead and power it on. We'll go over with the settings. So like, let's say if you want to change the shooting settings, all you gotta do is press the menu button and pick whatever settings you want to go for. Press the set button, okay, and there you go. If you're taking photos with this camera for your photography business, like let's say you're using this camera for wedding, but you're willing to edit them, go to page 1, and you should see image quality. I already set it raw for myself, but to do that, use the shutter roller speed. Set it to raw. I don't know what C-RAW is, but this is the one that you're gonna have to choose. And for JPEG, I set it to minus, which honestly we're not gonna be using JPEG because RAW, it allows you to give more details when it comes to editing photos. So yeah, make sure you set it to RAW. And for the other settings, I will set the settings for myself once I'm done with this video. So you got your other settings. For autofocus, I set it to 1 shot. Autofocus method, phase plus tracking, eye detection, continuous autofocus, all of them are enabled. And as for the drive mode, you have single shoot, continuation shooting, which I'll show you what's the continuation shooting speed for this camera. And you got self timer. Unfortunately, this camera does not have the low continuous shooting speed. That's only on the Canon EOS 70D, R50, as well as the high-end cameras, but there's only 2. Single shoot and continue shooting. Like my Rebel T7, so we're gonna set to single for now. And if you want to change the video quality, go to this video mode on your dial roller, press the menu, go to shooting setting, and as for the maximum video quality, you can shoot at 4K at 24 frames per second, but it is cropped, which you do not want that. Set it to the maximum 1080p at 60 frames per second. If you want 30 frames per second, that's fine. Or if you're willing to use this camera for cinematography, shooting short films or movies, then shoot at full HD at 24 frames per second. Like I said, I will set these settings for myself once I'm done with the video. And yes, this camera does have the image stabilization mode, which is really nice. And if you want to use other settings, like let's say you want to change the playback settings, just make sure you press the menu, go to playback, press the set button, okay, and you can adjust your settings. Press menu to go back. You got wireless settings, which is really nice as this camera does have the built-in Wi-Fi, which allows you to use the Canon app on your phone to transfer all the photos or videos. Very nice. I'm gonna go to the display level settings. I'm gonna set it to standard. There you go, much better. Oh, one more thing before I test the continuation shooting speed on this camera. There is a hot shoe mount on the top, so if you're mounting accessories like a shotgun mic, external flash, if you don't want to solely rely on using the camera's built-in flash, or other accessories that have the hot shoe mount, like let's say a phone holder, if you're gonna record behind the scenes during your photo shoot, you could definitely mount accessories here on the top, which is really nice. And by the way, if you put your eye on the viewfinder, it's gonna switch from live view to electronic viewfinder. But if I put my camera close to my iPhone camera, same thing, it will go from live view to electronic viewfinder. If I can focus, see right there? There's the electronic viewfinder. And for the maximum ISO, it's 12,800, while the T7, 6,400. And I'm gonna go ahead and set it to the maximum shutter speed, which should be 1/4000. We're gonna go to continuation shooting, and let's see how fast it is. So here we go. When I pressed the shutter button for the continuation shooting without the lens and the memory card, the shutter wasn't releasing for some reason, but what I did was I pressed the menu button, go to the yellow wrench by pressing the button, go to page 4, custom functions, and you want to go to page 4, shutter release without the lens, press the set button, and you should select enable, which I did. If you select disable, then that's not gonna work. It's not gonna release the shutter. And I managed to fix this for myself, so yeah, thankfully I did it. So far, the continuation shooting speed on the Canon EOS R100 is 6.5 FPS, which is almost 7 FPS, which I have to say, it is definitely fast, especially if you're into sports photography. Yeah, the 6.5 FPS on this camera will do the job, even though the Rebel cameras like the T7 is 3 FPS, so yeah. And I'm pretty sure that the Canon EOS R100 might be the killer to the Canon Rebel camera, despite obviously it is a entry-level camera, but it is definitely fast, which is great. So that's my unboxing video of the Canon EOS R100. I am super happy with my purchase, despite all thanks to Canon USA, as it was on sale for $279 back in May 2nd. And I'm super happy for my birthday gift, so yeah. And if you're curious as to why I bought 3 cameras, the Canon Rebel T7, as I got this for my birthday since last year, the 70D since October 2025, and then now is the R100. Well, that's because I know that this will be my main camera for YouTube videos. Yes, like I said, I don't have to solely rely on my iPhone anymore, but I'll definitely use this camera. For the 70D, I'll use this for wedding, despite with the continuation shooting speed is 7 FPS, while the Canon 2000D, I will use this camera for obviously portraits. But yeah, I have all 3 cameras, 2 are DSLR and 1 is mirrorless. So that's my unboxing video of the refurbished Canon EOS R100 body. If you enjoyed that video, please do consider leaving a like, subscribe, and then I'll see you all next time.